Don't be scared. Everybody's okay. But we have some updates for you guys regarding Siren. She is stable. Before we start, she's stable. But we do wanna update you guys on what's been going on over the past 24 hours with Siren. So we've had a very long what 24 a couple days.
Has it only been 24
Has it been 24 hours? It's been
like 28.
It's been it's been about 24 hours. It has been a lot. A lot has happened. But again, Siren is stable, but we do want to give you guys an update on what's been going on with her.
Okay. Chat, you guys know that we've been watching Siren for a little bit. I feel like it really kind of started after I got back from being gone for Christmas. She had lost a bit of weight, which is something that we watch pretty closely here. You guys have heard me talk about like reference weights before and what animals are used to operating at. So that was kind of the first indicator that we're like, oh, that's not really great. She put it back on pretty quickly, which was awesome to see. But as you guys have noticed, like the past week and a half-ish, she's been sleeping a lot more. She's been less interested in her enrichment. She's still been eating, and she's still been really excited to see us. And you guys have heard us talk about it. Yesterday, a few days ago, we started speculating about the lighting in her enclosure. We started speculating about the fact that we've pulled Mia, why she could be getting less sleep or sleeping during the day as a result of getting less sleep at night, things like that. So we had come up with a couple of plans to switch her and Mia, to bring both of them up to the nut house. And we were going to start doing those things yesterday. And yesterday when I went to get her to bring her up, I was not comfortable with her balance and her breathing. I didn't love it. So I had been in contact with our veterinarian for about the last 5 days, talking to her about Siren. And when I reached out to her, it was actually her day off. So shout out to our veterinarian. She said, if you can get her into the animal clinic, I will meet you there and we will do blood work and x-rays. So we did. We brought her in yesterday to the vet. And would you like to take it from there? Or do you want me to? Okay. So we took her to the vet during Siren's last physical, which I believe was in June, I think. Was in June, 6 months ago-ish. So nothing extraordinary about her. We couldn't draw blood. Siren has a lot of fat buildup around her neck, despite the fact that she's pretty thin on her keel, which is not abnormal. The fat buildup for an Amazon is pretty normal, but we're always very careful about Siren's weight. So it's kind of that give and take a little bit, because we would like her to have a little bit of muscle on her keel, but you guys know Siren can't fly. So that makes it difficult. Typically, though, she's very active. So yesterday when I brought her up, I noticed that she had lost weight again. Her weight was back down. That was another contributing factor to why we brought her in. The vet did say upon physical exam she was noticeably thinner. Again, she's always been thin, so that's not immediately like, okay. But they were able to draw blood on her yesterday, and they did do x-rays. And what they found was that Siren has a large heart. So it was sent off for to be analyzed by a radiologist, and the conclusion is that Siren has heart disease. So yesterday she got an injection. She recovered from the sedation fine. She came out of it great, which is excellent, because putting any animal under sedation is scary. It's especially scary when you don't feel like that animal is doing great. So she came out of that great. She recovered very well. And we were able to bring her home last night, and she had an injectable medication that she was going to be getting until her oral medication was compounded. So Connor and I came up last night to do that medication. And unfortunately, we have not trained a voluntary injectable behavior with Siren. So we did have to scoop her up, which is stressful. As you guys know, it's not something that we love to do. But this medication is super important for her right now, so she has to get it. So we did scoop her up, and we think that the stress from that, combined with just not having great blood flow, which is what's what the issue was with her balance is that her heart's not working well enough, so her blood's not getting to where it needs to be, which explains her balance, the blood pressure. When we went to stand her back up, she did not stand up. She could not stand up, so we did rush her to the emergency vet last night. The emergency vet is great. They were phenomenal with her. She has been in an oxygen chamber since then, and further analysis has been done that has shown essentially that Siren has heart failure in both sides of her heart.
Hello. So she has left and right heart failure and pericardial effusion. So that means the heart is not working properly, and it's enlarging itself to compensate for the improper pumping of blood, and it was masked. The Siren was able to mask a lot of her issues by increasing her heart size. What happens when you increase heart size too is there's a lot of fluid buildup around the pericardium, or like that thin layer around the heart, and then also gets into the lungs. So what you can use is something called Lasix or furosemide to help pull the fluid off of the heart and out of the lungs. And it works really great in people, in dogs and cats, and even in parrots. And then you can give some extra medications to help, like pimabendin and some other medications to help strengthen the heart. This is pretty common in older parrots. We don't know how old Siren is. So she could be 30 plus, 40 plus, 50, who knows?
Yeah.
So this could be genetic, and it could be because she's older. But she tends to, or parrots respond well to therapy if they get past the first 24, 48, 72 hours of the medication. They can live a long and very functional, happy life. And so yesterday when we were taking Siren to the emergency room, when we left her there at 2 a.m., Maya, Amanda were there as well. We weren't too ads rip. We weren't too confident about Siren pulling through the night, but she started to respond really, really well to the treatment. We gave her an extra dose of Lasix, and she in the morning started playing. She started taking food and whatnot, and she's going to be in a heated oxygen chamber probably till Monday. And then we're going to take her to get an echocardiogram to see exactly what's going on in the heart, to see if we need to work on any, maybe there's the atherosclerosis, or like the hardening of the arteries, see if that's coming into factor. And we're going to get her hooked up with all the medications. Thankfully, we don't have to do injectable come tomorrow, because that's going to stress her out. So orals is like the way to go, and she'll need oral medication twice a day for the rest of her life. And as long as she can, comfortably handle that, she'll have a great quality of life. We will see how she does in the aviary, if she ever goes back down in the aviary. But the hope is, she's on the road to recovery right now, or to be really stabilized with this issue. And then 2 weeks, we'll kind of know where she's at with all the medications, because we're going to recheck her radiographs to see how her heart's doing. But she's one of the largest hearts any of our veterinarians have seen, which is not great, but we're doing everything we can, and we're being overly precautious with her care by keeping her in an oxygen chamber until we get that echocardiogram. So the care is not cheap, and we really appreciate you guys watching the ads and the gifted donations, because that helps so much. So because of that, we're able to take the best care because of you guys. So really, really appreciate it.
Connor, I just want to follow up on what you said about her age. We don't know how old Siren is. Maya could tell you more about her backstory and where she was rescued from, if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
But looking at what the information we got yesterday, one of the other things that we were told was that she also has some pretty prominent arthritis. And that because of the fat around her neck and the fact that we've had such a hard time putting weight on her, it's not it wouldn't be surprising if she was older than we all thought she was. I agree with everybody in chat. Siren is a baby. That's just how I think of Siren. So
we were talking about that last night. We were like, it's so weird to think, because she's such a little baby, that she could be like twice our age.
Yeah.
But it's possible. So it's, thank you guys so much for the subs. So it's likely that she's older. Yes. Heart disease can be genetic, or it can be related to age. But the heart disease coupled with severe arthritis and then the fat buildup around her neck and her inability to maintain muscle and maintain weight are all indicative of her being an older bird. But again, we don't really know. I texted her former owner yesterday to give her an update on what was happening. And she had said, so I never like fully knew the story of where Siren comes from, and I still don't know the full story. But I had said that she was supposed to be a part of a breeding program at a zoo, which she was supposed to be a part of a breeding program. She was kept in like a dark aviary alone. And it was a situation kind of similar to Aquila, actually, where somebody purchased her to breed her. And then there was another individual that came in and didn't like the enclosure she was living in and the care that she was receiving and offered to purchase her. And they refused. And then they eventually ended up abandoning Siren. So given those circumstances and the way that she was cared for by that person, there's also a good chance that her diet was not good. And that could also contribute to her heart disease. And yeah, and we don't know how long that person owned her. Could have been 20 years. We don't know. So that is the update on Siren. Again, it's been a super long day. Connor and Kayla brought her into vet emergency last night at what, like midnight or something? 11. Yeah. And we were all there for a few hours, or a handful of hours. Last night was very, very scary. Like, last night, Prognosis did not look good. Like, the vet was not very confident. And I, at least, expected to wake up to not very good news about how today was going to go. So we were very relieved that she had made some progress overnight. And she's certainly not out of the woods so long as she's in an oxygen chamber at an emergency vet, but she is doing better than I expected, given all the conversations yesterday. And, we hope that she is on the up. And if she's able to be discharged from the vet and get through all the stuff at the vet and can get on medication here, we obviously have the ability to do that. And we all want to do that more than anything ever. And so she has a great chance at having living a while on medication. And Connor said it before, but I'll echo, like, to be a nonprofit our age and to have vet emergencies where we don't even have to think a second about how much we're spending on the care that she needs. Like, last night they told us how much it was going to cost for her to be there overnight in this oxygen tank and it's not even a question that we will pay for that and can pay for that. And so thank you guys so much for everything. And then our staff, this is like it's really terrible, obviously, when stuff happens with the animals. But every time something goes wrong with animals, I think me and then like everybody and all of you guys are reminded about like how much. Kayla, don't look at me. We're all reminded about how much our staff cares and how above and beyond they go for these animals. Amanda showed up last night at 1 a.m. or something, and she stayed until 3 a.m. I went there this morning to visit Siren, and
For a long time.
I was there for a while this morning, just like sitting with her. And Amanda came, and then Dan came,
Shruti went.
Shruti went today. And the vet this morning, there's like 3 of us just sitting there watching Siren sleeping. She like didn't even know we were there at that point because she hadn't woken up, and we're all just like sitting there. And the vet came over and she's like, "Man, this bird has a lot of fans." And I was like, "You have no idea, girl. Like she has a lot of fans." So yeah, we have a really incredible staff that cares about these animals so much, and you guys. So thank you so much. Yeah.
And that one.
Yeah.
Grab.
Flo, thank you so much. $100
Thank you.
donation. Thank you so much. Fan behavior. Yeah.
It's also, I know we've said a lot of scary things, obviously, like saying things like heart disease and heart failure and fluid around her heart is all very spooky. And
KDH, thank you.
seeing photos of larger birds with smaller hearts was definitely a crazy thing for us to see last night. The vet was kind enough to share lots of x-rays with us and to talk us through everything that she was seeing on Siren's x-ray. And even though it sounds really scary, one of the interesting things, I guess, is that like what we've seen with Siren is that it's the most common presentation of heart failure in birds. So even though it sounds really scary, that's why we can say that the prognosis is not immediately terrible.
Right.
That there's a lot of hope that if we can manage with medication, that she will have lots of time left to be loved, and to be a menace to Connor specifically.
Yeah. Any nerds out here? This should be. It's hard to see it. This should be like half the size in the center. The white in the center. It's hard to see, but that's just taking that's a lot of the heart taking up a lot of the space. And the lungs should be on the left and right there. Here and here, it should be almost just like black. We should be able to see straight through it, and there's some fluid buildup there. So it should be just like a much smaller piece of that. It's hard to see on here, but
Yeah. She's naked. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then also I think my last thank you to you guys as a community is you guys are really, really great in how much you care and how understanding you are. And I think it's really incredible for us to be able to have this relationship with you where we can be so immediately transparent and open about everything that's happening and keeping you guys in the loop. And I appreciate that a lot. And I know that that's something that's been built over a number of years, but I really appreciate how much you guys trust us with the care of these animals and with the care of these animals and with how we use the funds that you guys help us raise. So thank you.
I don't know of any other organization that can do something like this, which
Yeah.
is crazy. And for people to care so much too. So thank you. If someone asks if she's in pain, no, she's not in pain. She's just lethargic. It's just like she does have some NSAIDs on board as well. So non-steroidal anti-inflammatories, so pain management. If there was some with her arthritis, yeah, no, she's.
Here's her preening this morning.
Oh.
Clean.
Pain meds taken care of. And yeah, I mean, I don't know another executive director of an organization that goes and just hangs out for hours and hours and hours. So that is awesome. So W Maya.
And then I think the only thing that I wanted to kind of tack on at the end, somebody just said we knew she was sleepy, is another just kind of shout out to the cams.
Yeah.
And you guys. I think seeing her behavior shift in like the last week and a half or 2 weeks or so it's been really interesting. And when you're in the position to, do you take an animal to the vet? Do you not take an animal to the vet? Like, how concerned is too concerned? And what are you looking for to kind of cross that threshold into like, I'm really not comfortable with what I'm seeing? Any trip to the vet obviously is going to be incredibly stressful for them. And that's something that we weigh when we're like, are we overreacting or something like that? 5 pixels, thank you so much.
Thank you, Star.
Thank you so much. And so without the cams, we wouldn't have noticed the sleeping
Right.
at all.
Yeah.
Because like you guys saw, like very often when we would go down there, she would perk up. She would take like, until literally 2 days ago, she was taking bits.
Yeah.
She was still screaming. She was still being loud. I remember being like, she's still a little bit off to me. Like it's just a little bit off. But overall, like we weren't seeing something that was like, wow, dramatically different until kind of yesterday with like her weight dropping and like not wanting, pistachios or sunflower seeds. It kind of all came to a head yesterday. So it's another tribute to the cams, but it's also one of these things that like when we tell you guys that these animals, they don't want you to see that they're sick. That's a survival tactic. They're so good at masking. And it makes this that much harder. And that's why it's so important that, we have the information that we do and that we have the information that you guys provide combined with what we're seeing on a daily basis. It's a group effort. Mm-hmm. And because we have the cams and because we have you guys watching, we get to operate with more information than a lot of facilities get to. So huge thank you to everybody who's been watching her recently. It's really cool that we have that.
It is so cool. It's crazy. And that's not the first instance of cams coming in and benefiting our animals medically and in regards to vet stuff. Like Finn with his seizures, if we did not know exactly how many seizures he was having, he would have to be on this seizure medication that could shorten his lifespan. But because we have the live cams and we get reports every time he has a seizure, we know how many there are, and so we don't have to put him on that medication yet. That is one example. And then here with Siren again, and then on top of those things too, to be able to keep an eye on animals overnight. I know Kayla said this before, but I do not know how we did this without cameras. Like, I don't know how we went home at the end of the day without being able to check on the animals overnight or having the alerts channel where there's always, you guys are all over the world, and someone's always up. Like, without there being people that are watching, like, you guys would see something happening overnight and we would get an alert for it. It is crazy.
And now Kayla and I can respond within 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so cool. So thank you guys so much for that. Okay.
And I don't know if Dr. Julie's still here, but I am going to text you about those tips. We did do some syringe training a long time ago with Siren, but we never found anything that she was super excited to take through the syringe. When I contacted the compounding pharmacy yesterday, they were like, does she like strawberry? And I was like, no, I don't think she does, but we'll give it a shot. Maybe she likes artificial strawberry. I know people who are like that weird artificial strawberry syrup. They like more than like the flavor back full of strawberries. Who knows?
Maybe she'll freaking love it.
Maybe she'll love it. Maybe it'll be easy. Probably not. I don't anticipate that at all. But she has at least seen a syringe before. And that's something.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want to say anything else?
I think that is all. Thank you guys so much for caring about these animals so much. Thank you for supporting us for as long as you have, and for continuing to support us. Thank you to those of you who watch the animals on the live cams, not just because that supports us, but also because it's really important for those animals too. You guys are like their babysitters all the time. Thank you. And thank you to the mods also that report things to us directly. We really, really, really appreciate that. Yeah. Some lucky animals here, and we will keep you guys updated. I'll be live tomorrow. I'll go see her again tonight, and we'll just have to repeat this whole thing tomorrow pretty much on my stream. So I'll give you guys some updates then, and then we may throw some updates in chat here and there, but we just wanted to keep you guys in the loop about what's going on. So that's what's going on.